If you're working on creating a craft space or cleaning up a craft room and you're looking for some ideas on how to organize it, this video is going to be for you. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Araceli and this is Aracelichanyt DIY, where I do a little bit of everything. You're going to find Dollar Tree DIYs, hacks, lots of home decor, and it's always going to be on a budget. Now if you're into that, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video so you don't miss what's coming. After Christmas, this space was a disaster. I got it cleaned up, but I wanted to do a couple other things to just get it nice and organized. And I also expanded a little bit of my space just so I have more space to move around and have my lights and all that, because I do work in the garage. Sometimes it feels like it's a dungeon in here because there's no natural light, so I got all my lights all over the place. And if you've been following me, you know that I was also doing Poshmark live shows, which took over my life for quite a bit. And I finally got some of that stuff out of the way to make this space a little bit more zen for me so that I can come in here and create more DIYs for you guys. Originally, I was going to do like a clean with me type of video with this as well, but oh my gosh, I was so overwhelmed. If you guys can't tell, it was so much. I just wanted to get it done, and I think it took me like an entire week to clean all of this out, because I literally took every single thing out of every single bin, like everything. And yeah, I was a little bit overwhelmed. Instead of doing the burlap, I wanted to do these pegboard pieces from Dollar Tree, but by the time I had everything in my cart, I thought it was going to be way more than I would spend if I just went to Lowe's and purchased one of the pegboard boards. And so I think that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up one of these bigger pieces to put on that back wall and then get the hooks and all of that. So I think that's going to be more cost effective than if I would have gotten all those pieces from Dollar Tree. But because I did take everything, and I mean everything out, this part was the most time consuming because I had all of my glass and candle holders and all this stuff. And so I just went bin by bin and donated what was good and kept what I'm really going to use, and then also just tossed whatever was broken or old or whatever. Okay, so this area right here is basically all the stuff that I don't use as often, and it goes all the way up. There's 8 rows, and these are obviously from Dollar Tree. They are a little bit flimsy, so when there's stuff in here that's like glass or anything heavy, and I pull on them, they do tend to get a little bit loose. So if you guys can see right here, but otherwise it's not too bad. Now up there I do have tools that I don't use as often, but then again I have all of my bins that go all the way down to the bottom. But until I get into my office space, this is gonna stay right here, and then, you know, random stuff down there. All right, so you got my lights right here, and because I want to use literally every square inch of my space, right back here is where I plug in my lights and stuff. But then I just put some nails through the wall, and this is where I hang all of my wreath forms, all of my Dollar Tree wire wreath forms. And then right over here I have a lot of my florals, and I think I've showed this before, where I got little Dollar Tree wire baskets, and I added some nails, hung these up, and it works just fine to keep these nice and organized. And again, this is all behind the door on here, and then this does stay closed, but you don't see it, but you see it. All right, and while we're at it, behind this door, oh, also, I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to have these shelf units going all the way that way, and they were blocking the door. This is the door that goes outside, so in an emergency, I didn't want to have it blocked, so I made sure to keep this unblocked. Now, behind this door, again, use every square inch of space that I have. I do have a little basket here with just random stuff, wire baskets, you know, just stuff that I don't typically use, but I don't have a designated space for it. So this is gonna be it. And then again, on the wall, I just put some nails in here and hung up all these Dollar Tree signs or wall decor. And then here I have like a lot of my stickers, stuff that doesn't fit into my drawers or my bins. And then just to keep these together, I added like a little clip here, and then they're being hung by a heavy duty nail. And again, just like sheets of peel and stick, just random stuff. And then over here I have like more of my stickers and decals, and I did the same with a nail. And then I have like Dollar Tree table covers and all that. And again, just random stuff that I have nowhere else to put. a lot of my CRICUT mats, foam board, and just again bigger stuff that doesn't fit into the bins. Unfortunately, over here I still have a little bit of a mess. I still have some of my Poshmark bins. I still have a bunch of inventory. It's just not in here. Anyway, so once I stop doing Poshmark, if I stop doing Poshmark, if I continue, I might transfer this stuff over here to this side because there's some space. But eventually I want to get rid of the whole thing and do something else, something a little bit more useful, whether it's put up a table with more of my machines or something. But for the most part over here, I do have some stuff stored up at the top. So I have a lot of my Dollar Tree planters up there, and then a basket with more Dollar Tree planters in there and baskets and so on and so forth. And then again, literally all of my shipping boxes for Poshmark and just stuff that I have nowhere else to put. That's where it's gonna go right now. I did find this rolling storage at Goodwill a while back. I think it was either like 10 or 15 bucks. I don't remember, but I have all of my tools in here. Measuring tape, cutter, like all my cutting stuff, tape, you know, just all my big stuff that I use, like all my tools. So a lot of the times I love doing sewing projects, but I usually store my sewing machine up in the attic and nobody has time for that, so I decided to put that here. My son had this desk in his room and he wanted to get rid of it, so I said, well, I'll just go ahead and put it right here. That way, you know, if I'm crafting, I can literally just turn my chair that way and use my sewing machine. Over here I just have a planter with a bunch of my stems, and I mean it looks pretty, but I can also just pick and choose what I want to use if I ever need any of this for a project. But then I also have this rolling bin. But anyway, I have most of my sewing stuff in here. So I have all of my scissors, my threads, yeah, all my sewing stuff, any extra fabric, here, and here, some burlap. I have all of my, well, that's not sewing stuff, but, and rulers. And then listen, I feel like every time I go to Dollar Tree, they just keep upping their game, and it's been a while since I've been to Dollar Tree, but I went yesterday and oh my gosh, I just got a little flustered because there was way too many people there, and I wanted to show you guys all the good stuff that they had, but I'm gonna take a trip sometime soon to show you guys all the cool stuff that I found. Anyway, all that to say that I found some really awesome storage bins, including like the cloth ones and then just some plastic ones that I will show you guys. All right, these fit perfectly in here. And so here, let's say I have flashlights. These two are empty because I don't know what to put in those yet. But I have one with like all of my batteries. I have some with like floral wire from Dollar Tree. And then this one I have lots of like my camera accessories and stuff. And they were just the perfect size to fit in this desk right here. I should pick up some more so I can put some down there. All right, I do have to get on my chair to get to this one. But right here, I also like these because they're nice and deep. And so right here I have like twine and yarn. Right here I have all of my little like holiday wooden tags, I guess. I don't know. Like my snowflakes, hearts, etc. Any of my like beaded garlands. I have all of these little silverware things. Stuff that I don't really use. I have lots of my rocks and sand in here, and just more like seasonal stuff that I don't typically use. And then while I'm up here, I have all of my iron-on, my vinyls. And I know you're gonna say, how the heck do you even know what's in there? So I'll just take you guys on a little peek of what's in there. I was gonna print out an iron-on transfer with like whatever is in the bins, but I may not keep what's in those bins all the time, right? So instead what I did is I just literally printed out what's in here. So these are all the bins that are up there. So I have listed what they have: iron-on, vinyl, floral foam, moss, leaf garlands, wreath and wreath forms, bead pigs, faux leaves and picks. Just look at my little printout there and know what I'm gonna get. And then I did the same for the bottom one. So I have three different storage units, and there's 9 cubes in each. And so in my first cube, this is what I have, etc., etc. And then I also printed one for the first one that I showed you with all the huge bins. And it is just easier to take this out and look at it than having to print out and iron on a tag on every single one of these. And I also don't want it to look not cool, not good if I don't like it, you know what I mean? And again, I'm probably gonna switch stuff around eventually, so it's just easier if I have stuff written out. Doesn't have to be permanent, see? But I feel like this will help out really well. Now, honestly, this has not been filled out since like sometime last year. So what I did was I took 2 different dry erase boards, and then I basically just kind of screwed these together. I haven't really scheduled anything yet because I've been going through some stuff, and I'm the type of person that like the state of the world and the state of the country and the state of everything like really affects me highly. And so I feel like I've been in this little bubble of worry, and I'm just trying to bounce back and try to live my life without that big dark cloud of like, what if, what's gonna happen, what's, you know, stuff like that. So if you guys saw one of my previous videos that I shared, just saying, I know I've been gone for a while, but I've like been going really through it because my feelings are just, I feel a lot. That's why my calendar has not shown anything. Oh, and these are the little pegboard things that I had talked to you guys about before, and these have been up here for a while already. These are from Dollar Tree, these are from Dollar Tree, and I have all my dry erase things and like pins for my cork, like cork pins for whenever I decide to fill that again. Okay, and then I did find this rolling cart at Goodwill for $5.79. So right up here I have all of my taper candles or whatever. I have more candles, I have all of my clamps, just bigger stuff, hooks, chains, and then these are like the planter hangers. I have so much stuff. Planter hangers, those things, whatever they're called, to hang shelves. And those are right there. And then my little chair, I think I found at Goodwill. I found at Goodwill also. I don't remember how much it cost. Now, if you guys remember before, all of my bins used to be like a dark gray, and I wanted to lighten this space up again. All my lights, and then I needed a little bit, something more light, and I absolutely love this color. It's one of my favorite colors. So I found some with this print and then some with this print. And I didn't want to make them all the same just because I wanted to kind of, I don't know, be different, the little design. So I got all of those bins there. And I don't know if I should show you guys everything that's in there or literally just kind of show you how I organized it by showing you here. But then I guess I can show you, you know, what I have going on. Easy to pull out. I mean, I don't know why I always pull from here. You pull from here. And then over here I have like more like wood stuff. Bunch of mirrors. That one's a little bit heavier because it's like candles and stuff, you know. And then like moving on over here is gonna be more of like my tools and just some more of the pegboard stuff. Well, yeah. These are good to organize, and then I have more of these little organizing containers. And then these are pretty cool too. I have several of those. So this is the space where I craft most of the time. The only problem here is that the shelves are in the middle, right? So when I'm crafting, I'm either having to like straddle the shelves in between my legs, or I have to move either way. But I have to work with like my camera angles and stuff, and again like the lighting. And I know maybe not a lot of the creators that make DIYs have like a setup. The light is all bright. Maybe not everybody goes through like all the process of what I do. Maybe that's that's why it takes me so long to get some videos out to you guys. But I honestly wish that I had a taller craft table, something that was higher where I could just kind of work here. But I guess it's nice to sit down. This table is actually one that I got from Create Room, which used to be like the Dream Box. Let's see, Create Room. So I have all my bins down there, and I didn't label these because these were extras, but this is stuff that's like just easy to pull out, and I kind of know what's in here. And this is from Michael's. This is like you find it in the teacher area that they use for like their classrooms and stuff. And I have like my hot glues in here, or my hot glue sticks, some of my camera stuff, cleaning stuff, just random stuff in here. But yeah, this is where I film. And I just got this arm, and I just got this camera arm for Christmas. So far so good, but this thing gets a little bit loose, so again, my camera angles are a little off sometimes. And then this is where I have my other camera for when I do my intros and stuff. And then this is like my 2 angles. So I like to have 2 angles when I film, one from the top and one from here. And I change it around just so you guys don't get bored with like the same angle on the videos. And again, the floor is not the nicest in this garage, but for right now I do have this rug right here. And then these used to be workout mats, but it actually works out perfectly to have here on my dream box. Okay, so this is the lighting that I have with just the garage lights, and then these actually, like, it's really dark in here. It used to be really dark in here, so we used to just have those fluorescent lights right here. And then I did put these lights in that I got at like Ross or something. As you can see, one of them's not working anymore, another one like that, and the same one light went off. And so I thought to myself, how can I get a ring light without spending too much money? How can I do like a spotlight light? So I took one of my old ring lights and I hooked it to a hook. So I think this hook right here, I'll show you. I was told it's for like deer, when you go hunting for deer, you hang them up from there. I don't know, it was very questionable, but I don't use that hook for anything. So I literally just wrapped my light. I wrapped the cord, or like the cord around it, and then it just kind of pulls through the garage thing, and it's held on by that, so it literally doesn't fall. And so there's my spotlight that gives me light down here when I'm crafting. And so I gotta do what I gotta do to get this stuff done. The only problem with that is that I thought that when I plugged it in and I turned the garage light off, it would turn it off, but it's not. It's connected to the... Anyway, I have to get my step stool and go up there and plug it in and unplug it every single time I come in here and craft. So that's the only problem, but at the same time, like, that's pretty genius, you gotta admit. Alright, so now I have to get to my absolute favorite part of my craft room. I harassed the company for a good 2 years before they partnered with me and sent me this. And I got it like right after I had Kai, so I was like 3 months postpartum when I got this sucker and unboxed it. But yeah, it's been one of my favorites. I think the price point on this might not fit everyone's budget. It definitely did not fit my budget when I got it. Obviously it didn't fit my budget because I got it from them. But I have seen a lot of people DIY their own version of it, which is perfectly fine. That's actually what I was gonna do. But like I said, I harassed them for a couple years before they said yes. So I appreciate them so much for that. I just finally finished doing the covers for them because it looks so much more organized having the covers for it as opposed to where it was just the clear bins. More of my lighting, I have to attach some up there, and then there's a light strip right in here on this one, and it is kind of hollow over here, so I'm putting some stuff that I don't typically use, but each door is the same. So these did come with the dream box, all these little containers that have all my little random stuff. And then all of my paints are basically from Dollar Tree right here. I think they look really pretty. So all of my paints fit perfectly in here. Paints, glues, etc. Now I can see what I have in here without actually seeing what I have in here. So I just labeled everything. And these were pretty easy to make with my Cricut. Yeah, everything is labeled, so if I'm looking for something, you know, it's going to be easy to find, or really I could just come and pull them out and see what is in each drawer. It's a lot more organized than it was. I feel like I had just thrown stuff in here. Lots of miscellaneous scrap paper. These are definitely really good for all of like the papers and squares and sheets and stuff like that. Let's see. Yep, more stickers. I have all of my paints and stuff. So paint, paintbrushes, more paintbrushes, little painting tools and stuff, and then my paint trays. And then here's where I'm gonna keep my holiday and seasonal craft supplies. So like anything that I'm gonna be using like this month or whatever, you know, like right now we're in Easter, so this is where I'm gonna keep all the Easter stuff. And then, once I'm done with like the seasonal stuff, so like when I go to the next season or the next holiday, this is gonna be pulled out, and then these bins right up here are designated for that. So that one's winter, that one's like Valentine's Day and Easter, spring, summer, fall and Halloween, etc., etc. I do have a couple Christmas bins, but for the most part, all the Christmas stuff is up there because there's so much. Okay, so anyway, back to my bins. Again, all labeled. I have all of my markers and stuff. These are empty, so it's just miscellaneous. I have my like glitter, my Dollar Tree tools, ceramics, glass, and all my Cricut tools. I went with all of my wood stuff right over here. Wooden dowels, I have popsicle sticks, wood blocks, etc., etc. And then before, I used to have all this stuff in those, and it didn't work out very well. So now I have a bunch of like my wooden decor and stuff. And I really have to start shopping in here before I go to Dollar Tree or anywhere else, because I have a bunch of stuff from over the years. So yeah. And then I do have these wooden blocks here, which normally I would take out of the package and just dump them in here, but this one's full, so I don't want them to fall out. And then again, these came with the dream box. And then right here I have some of my ribbon. I got rid of like hundreds of ribbon a couple years ago, and I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. And I do have these containers that are actually from Dollar Tree. However, I've been looking all over for them and I cannot find them. I actually took these out of my pantry, and so I might clean out the other ones that I have in here, or I might clean out the other ones that I have in the pantry. That way I can fill up this space with them. But yeah, and then I have a jar here because this is what I use for my water for my paint. So one of my main goals for this area was to have stuff that was like out in the open to make it easier for me to create, because I'm the type of person that when I get like my anxiety and depression, and I've talked to you guys about that before, I get like paralyzed and my motivation goes out the window, and it's very hard for me to come and do anything, especially if I have to like move stuff around, like go to the ad. That's just the way I am. So I wanted to make sure that the space that I create was going to be easy. Here I just put this machine here, blah blah blah. So that was another one of my intentions, to make sure that I had this out and open all the time. This is actually pretty cool because you can actually fold the legs under, and then you can fold this table and it goes up and it covers this area, right? And then it exposes the shelves that are at the bottom. But I wanted to make sure that I had that table out all the time, especially because I do want to create more Cricut projects, more like heat transfers, all of that. So this is where I have that space. This machine, my HTV Ront heat press, is really heavy. So I want to make sure that I can just kind of pull it out and then put it back in when I'm done. And at the same time, I can also just kind of go down here and get one of my Cricut machines out. So I have this new one, the very new one that I just got. There's one in the back, and then there's this one, which is the Cricut Maker 3. I do have a heat press there, and then I also have a laminator, and then just other stuff down here. So this is the gist of my craft space slash craft room. Yeah, I feel pretty proud of it right now. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, you guys know what to do. Make sure you guys leave me any thumbs up, and again, any comments or questions down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.